Oh, it's put one of those big logs on there. Did you hear me? Could you hear me? Hey, Robert, can you stoke the fire a little bit?
Yes, I can.
You can't make that fire any bigger than that? I thought I taught you better.
Anything I tell you.
All right. So main girl says, "Hey, Fishless, got some family stuff going on, but I will try to be here." All right, thank you, main girl. I'm not sure if you're still on, but I hope everything is going okay with your family and everything's getting worked out. So I'm with my oldest son, Robert. We are at a state park on the Georgia South Carolina border. Went up to, I believe it was Lake Hartwell Dam earlier this afternoon, which was a new experience for us because I had never fished at a dam before, and the current was crazy. There was, I mean, I was like learning on the fly. We didn't know what to do. It was pretty funny actually, because I mean I've just never fished in conditions like that where the current was that strong and it was just pushing my line. I'd throw it out 40, 50 feet out there, and then within a matter of seconds it was probably 30 yards down the river. So it was just hard to control. But there was another guy that was fishing. And sorry guys if you hear some noise in the background. I'm at a state park, so there's a lot of campers here today. I think it's spring break, so it's pretty crowded out here. But no, there was another guy out there, and he caught a 27-inch striper, weighed 8 pounds. I helped him bring it in, and so that was the only fish that he had caught for the day. So there was a 2-catch limit over there, and you couldn't keep anything, or you could keep one fish that was over 34 inches. So it was just a 2-person limit, or a 2-fish limit. We didn't catch anything. Robert, he hooked up on one and was pulling it up onto the pier, and the line snapped, so he lost it. But that was really the only bite that we had all day. So it says we got 5 people in, 3 likes. Make sure you guys double tap that screen. Leave me a comment. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not. This is the first time that we're doing a live, so just figured, sitting out here by the fire, pretty weather, nice night. We'll go live, let you guys see the fire with us, and let's chat it up a little bit. So Mallory Turney says hi. How you doing, Mallory? So what do you think? I got Robert with me, so he's sitting here. So if you hear him, that's the other person with me, my son. So
What's up?
say hey, Robert.
What's up?
So what'd you think about today fishing at the dam for the first time?
It kind of sucked, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, what did you not like about it?
Dropped the freaking fish as I was pulling it out of the water.
Okay. What do you think happened? Why do you think that the line snapped?
Knot I tied wasn't strong enough.
Wasn't strong enough?
Nope.
What kind of knot were you using? What did you tie on your jig?
A square knot.
A square knot. What do you think you should have used?
Your one and only favorite Palmer knot.
Palomar knot. No, overall, it was a good day, though. Had good weather. Rained on us a little bit, but it was just hit and miss. It wasn't nothing where we had to give up on it and take off. So it was good. It was like 2-hour drive from where we live over to the dam, and another 30 minutes over to the state park. So it was worth it, though. It's a good experience. We're going to get up tomorrow, probably do some bank fishing, and then we're going to I got a John boat that we're going to take out on the Savannah River, and we're going to try to hunt some striper and some catfish and crappie. A nice night, sit here by the fire, drink a coffee. I'm glad that wind finally died down. It's really windy. don't think we have any wind right now, do we, Robert?
Yeah, I think it's just me.
You can hear me though, right?
Yeah. But for some reason mine, I'm not able to see the thing. You have to find a different way to get to it.
What's that?
Don't worry about it. I'm just got to figure out how to fix it on my phone.
What are you doing over there, Robert?
Just trying to figure out how to get to it so I can see the chat.
You don't see the chat? There's no chat. You weren't having any trouble hearing me though?
Mm-mm.
It's coming in good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see your phone. I could probably figure out how to get to where you can see the chat.
If anyone is out there watching, please like and subscribe.
Dark Bunny, no wonder you're not catching fish. You're sitting at the fire. Yeah, that's exactly right. Get me to your YouTube page. Yeah. Tried all day to catch fish, so I definitely lived up to my channel name today. Did not catch a single fish, but that's why we make these camping trips at least a 2 or 3 day thing out here, so we give ourselves enough time to try to catch something. It is nice to sit by the fire though after we spend all day fishing. Tomorrow we're going to be going out on the boat, so it's going to be a lot of work tomorrow.
Yeah, but that'll be later in the day. We can just sleep in.
Yeah, we're going to try to probably get out on the water around 2 in the afternoon. We usually go out in the morning when we go out on the boat, but I want to try to, now that the time's changed and it's staying sunny out a little bit later in the evening. So we're going to try to go out around 2 and then fish till it starts getting dark. Because believe it or not, I usually have more luck even from the bank when I'm fishing in the afternoon or early evening. I don't have too much luck in the morning time.
Dark bunny, that's probably the most like true statement I think I've ever read.
Got skunk. That's all right. There's always tomorrow. Yeah, there is always tomorrow for sure. I don't know why you can't see the chat on yours. I don't know. You might have it some kind of setting on there. So Dark Bunny, if you're still on, whereabout do you like to fish at? Are you fish from boat to the bank? Do you fish at all? Nobody's on. You dropped off too, I guess.
Says there's two watching.
Oh man, looks like the clouds are moving out and the moon is starting to peek through. How you doing? Says we got a couple people in the chat. If you're watching, hope you're enjoying the fire as much as we are. It's a beautiful night out here tonight. I'm so glad that it's springtime and that cold weather is moving out. So tomorrow we're gonna, said a little while ago, but in case there's anybody new in the chat, but we're gonna be going out fishing tomorrow, taking the boat out, probably go out 2 o'clock in the afternoon, fishing to the evening, and targeting big fish tomorrow. Catfish, striper. Might do a little pan fishing early on so we can get some cut bait for the catfish, but looking forward to it. We're trying something a little bit different too while we're camping. So usually we're in tents, but we've got a Honda Pilot that we did a little small quick build out to. We're gonna sleep in the pilot. But so far, I'm kind of liking that because it was a lot easier setting up campsite, not having to worry about fiddling with tents all night. Doing a good job, Robert.
Thank you.
Keeping us good and warm. You still couldn't figure out why the chat's not showing up on your phone?
Yeah, nope.
Well, we've been going live for 21 minutes. First time ever going live. Got 5 likes. That's 5 more than I thought we'd get.
Mm-hmm.
You must have logged out because it says nobody's in here now. Sounds like somebody's blowing up their air mattress. Can hear it in the background. Hey, do you think you could go into it so it looks like there's at least one person in here?
What?
I said, you think you can go back into it so it looks like there's one person in here at least?
I'm trying to find it on here because usually if I find it on lives in here, I can scroll through and find one.
Text Uncle Wesley.
Okay. I heard you. Please get on the chat. Okay.
You got that fire rolling now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So what do you got going on for football next week?
It's Monday and Wednesday, I guess.
What are you guys doing right now? What are you guys doing right now?
Just spring installs.
Tell me about it.
There's nobody on, but
Doesn't matter. We still need to be talking because this is going to be live. It's going to be a thing.
okay. So we got just learning offense and defensive plays and schemes and stuff like that.
Wes is on. He says, "Nice fire." Thanks, buddy. Matches my hair. What have you been up to today? Make sure to hit that like button, Mr. Wes. So, me and Robert came out to Richard B. Russell State Park, and we went up to the Hartwell Dam earlier today, and we were fishing at the dam. And he actually hooked up on a striper and was pulling it up out of the water, and the line broke off the hook. So I don't think he tied the knot very well on there. He said he used a square knot, which I've never used a square knot when I'm fishing. But so you've been working and having a professional tile your bathroom. That's good. Sometimes it's easier to have a professional come in and pay him a little bit just so you don't have to have the headache of fiddling with it. So yeah, he was pretty upset. So like I said earlier in the chat, we had there was a guy there earlier that caught a 27-inch striper. It's 8 pounds, and I ran over and helped him. He was by himself, so I ran over and helped him get it up, and he's going to get some nice fillets off of that one. But we're going to go out on the boat tomorrow afternoon. See, we can go on the Savannah River for the first time. There's a lot of striper and white bass and things that are moving up the river spawning. So we'll see what kind of luck we have tomorrow. This is our first time going live, so I figured
Ever.
last October was when we went camping and we recorded our first long form video for the channel. And this is the first time we've gone camping since that trip. So I was like, hey, we've never gone live before, so let's sit by the fire and go live. See what that's all about. So you said you're cooking salmon that you caught from Walmart tomorrow. That's good. Do you have any cooking tips? Yeah, with salmon, I like to cook mine in the oven. So I'll season it, whatever you like to season it with. I use salt and pepper and onion powder, garlic powder. And then I always put some butter on top. You can get lemon and slice some lemon to put on there. And then I just cook it at 400 for about 30 minutes because I don't know how many fillets you're doing, but 400, 30 minutes. That should be pretty good right there. Take it out. Be nice and done and flaky. What kind of bait were you using when you went to Walmart to catch it? Miami just gave up a grand slam to Duke. They're down 10-3 at home. What else is new? Their baseball team is horrible anymore.
I thought they're supposed to be really good this year.
11-3 now, he says. Unbelievable. We're actually sitting next to a Miami Hurricanes table that my brother bought for me one Christmas. I take it on all my camping trips. That's what we were supposed to be doing this weekend, actually, was going with my brother and his wife up to Lake Jocassee in South Carolina, and we ended up having to cancel that one. So I decided to take Robert over here.
Why'd they cancel?
We just decided to do something different because it was getting close to Easter, and we've got some home projects that we're doing, so we're trying to save a little money. Back-to-back home runs, dang.
Looks like LA out there.
So it's the same problem they had last year, no pitching. So Wes, what do you when you make your salmon tomorrow? What kind of sides you gonna make with it? We usually do rice and vegetables.
Whatever happened to that number 35 guy that was really good
For what?
for the Hurricanes baseball team?
Gee, I don't know. Number 35 guy, that doesn't help a lot. There's different number 35s every year.
He was the one that signed my ball when we went and watched him play Georgia Tech.
I don't know. That was a few years ago. He's probably graduated by now. So Robert, talking back, tell us what you've been doing, because you're 14, so you're going to be going into high school in August, and you're going to join the football team. You're going through spring practice right now, and you've been going to weight training with the high school team since January, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been doing that 2 days a week. How much you squatting now?
335.
335. All right, so you're not missing any leg days.
Hey, how about the Braves? They're 3-9.
So Wes says it's a hot honey sriracha with rice, edamame, and avocado. That sounds good. Cooked in the air fryer. Okay. Sounds good. I haven't ever cooked fish in the air fryer, but I'm thinking I'd probably give it like a good crust on the outside, maybe, to do it that way.
What?
Wes in the chat is saying that he's going to cook salmon in the air fryer. So I was saying it's probably going to give him a good crust on the outside of it. Hard crust.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you benching now?
It's like 173 or 172 and a half.
172 and a half. How'd you get the half?
2.5 pound plate. 2.5.
2.5. How's your power clean?
Really, we just do the same as bench. My deadlift is like what? We've only done it once, and then I got like 300
On the power clean?
on the deadlift.
Oh, on the deadlift?
The first time.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Jabronis are out of wood.
So Wes says he used a semi-round button hook to catch the salmon, it was pretty easy to use. Oh man! Thought you were gonna say use the round J hook or on your pinky finger. If you go a little bit deeper into Walmart, you can get some halibut. They usually don't like to stock them shallow. So did the guy that was doing your tile west, did he is he able to get it all done in a couple days, or is it going to take him about a week to do? He had fresh halibut in Charleston. That's good. Yeah. Oh. Did you have it at a restaurant, or did your brother-in-law catch it? He started Thursday and should be done by Tuesday, hopefully. That's pretty good. Get that done before the baby shower. He had at a restaurant in the Restoration Hotel. Huh. Was that the hotel you guys were staying at? That's good. I usually stay at the Motel 6. They don't have restaurants in there. Wes, were you on the chat when I said earlier that we were going to be sleeping in the pilot instead of tents tonight? Looking forward to see how comfortable that is, because it was a lot easier to not have to worry about putting up tents. How come? Just I see a lot of people that do SUV camping, truck camping, things like that. And I was like, well, hey, maybe we could try it out, not have to lug around the tents, and save us some time putting it up and taking it down. So we're going to give it a try and see how we like it. I bought a little like full-size foam mattress that we're going to lay on the floor in the back there. See how comfortable that is. Yeah, I know. That's right, because Robert's been letting them go all day. And then he had me make macaroni and cheese for dinner. So.
Oh yeah. Mac and cheese and a T-bone steak.
Yeah, mac and cheese and a T-bone steak. So he's locked and ready to go, I'm sure.
Yep. Good and ready to go for the next week.
Yeah, baked beans. He doesn't eat baked beans, thankfully. He's got enough stomach issues. How's the fire looking on your end, Wesley? Is it keeping you warm? Hey, main girl, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Congratulations, main girl. You were the very first person to ever comment on my very first live stream. Main girl says, happy to see you live. Woo! Yeah, I got up enough courage to do it. So I was telling the
I
chat.
forced him.
Yeah, that was my oldest son, Robert. But like I told the chat earlier, we started the channel last October, and the last time I'd gone camping with my oldest, we were we took the footage from that camping trip, and that was our first long form video that we posted to the channel. So I was like, hey, we've never gone live. Let's try that out, see how it goes for the first time.
I think you got the story a bit wrong there.
Main girl says, hi, little fishless. So, main girl, let me tell you, we went to a dam today, and we've never fished at a dam before, so the current was crazy strong, and there's some huge striper over there. And little fishless hooked up on a striper and was pulling it in and got it. We were on a pier, so he had to kind of pull it up, and the hook broke off the line, and he lost the striper. So I asked him, I said, what kind of knot were you using on the hook? He's like, a square knot, which I've never used a square knot when I'm fishing. So I said, next time try to do a Palomar knot. But he was disappointed.
Polymer's not got way too many steps.
Yeah. Main girl said, oh no. So, main girl, I hope everything's going good with your family. I know you said you were dealing with some things earlier today. You're welcome. So I saw Cindy and Shannon live earlier. I saw you on Cindy's, I think it was. So we're going to go out tomorrow. We're going to take the boat out on the Savannah River and see if we can catch some catfish and maybe some striper. There's a lot of crappie and white bass in that river also. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to teach him some knots. I got a few tutorials on the channel too on a few knots. So I'm going to have to sit him down in front of the TV so he can learn how to tie knots. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck a square knot is anyway. I don't know if I'm going to go live. I might. We might go live tomorrow. It just depends. I've got a small 14-foot John boat. I don't know how stable it's going to be. If the camera's going to be shaking, I got to see what kind of service we'll have out on the water. We've got Wi-Fi here at the campsite, so that's why that was one of the reasons we decided to do it today. But I don't know what kind of service I'm going to have. So we might hang out here tonight, maybe another 15 minutes. I want to try to get at least an hour in and see. But I actually got this idea from some of your lives. I see you go live sometimes and you're in front of a fire, so thought, hell, we're camping. Let's try and do that too. So Maine girl, is the weather up in Maine right now? Do you guys still get a lot of snow in April, or does it usually stop around March? Seriously, you're going to be getting more snow this weekend? Jeez. You can keep that snow. The older I get, I'm originally from Florida, but I've lived in Georgia pretty much my entire life. And I used to want to go out to Colorado. And the older I get, I'm like, nope. Yeah, I bet it is killing your spirits, because I know when it's wintertime in Georgia, it's usually when we get in January, February, the coldest months here. And in terms of fishing, it was killing me not being able to go out on a regular basis. I was still going out. I wasn't catching anything, but I was still going out and trying.
And now you don't have to go out in the blistering cold anymore.
Yeah. So we need to do too. We need to go trout fishing again. We're starting to stock all the rivers now.
So is it considered in season for fish yet or no?
Yeah. Springtime in the south, that's when a lot of your fish are spawning and they're moving up to their beds, and so you can get a lot up off the banks, do a lot of bank fishing.
What was
The
it
bass are
called?
more active.
What was it called when you said, like, during the winter or whatever, where these said that people couldn't, like, keep a certain amount of fish?
Let's say that again.
Okay, you said sometime during the winter that there was, like, rules or whatever where people couldn't keep a certain amount of fish or certain big fish or something.
With trout fishing, they have delayed harvest from November till I think the 1st of May. So they'll, in certain creeks in Georgia, they'll stock trout, but you can't keep them. You can't harvest them. You have to throw them back. Yeah, Maine girl said to rub it in, little fishless. So, Maine girl, what do you think? Should I? I've been going back and forth about making a video, kind of explaining how I got the nickname Fishless Fishermen. You think that's something that people would want to watch or listen to? The explanation of how I became the Fishless Fisherman. Yeah, you want to know? Okay. All right, I'll have to make that video then. It's a long story. I have to go in the Wayback Machine. It took me 37 years to catch a fish. I'm pretty good at it now, but the first 37 years of my life, I could not catch a fish to save my life.
That's an overstatement.
Make it the channel trailer. Yeah, never thought about that. An explanation of how I got my channel name. Make that into the channel trailer. So what do you like to fish for in Maine? Is it, do you like to do a lot of saltwater fishing, or are you more inland? Yep, I've caught one, that's for sure. Going out for stripers, but when you go out for stripers, you're going out for saltwater stripers, right? Yeah, you're on the beach. Yeah. So my family's got a condo in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm going to be going up there in June. So I'll be doing some fishing, some saltwater fishing in June. I'm looking forward to it. You're used to more lake and ice fishing, so I'm going to take a whack at the saltwater. Any tips for you? Well, I just learned how to saltwater fish last summer. So first fish I caught was a flounder. I caught a bunch of croakers, some whiting. There's a lot of whiting. Those are easy to catch.
Very lovely.
Hooked up
Jeez.
on, yeah, we got somebody in the campsite next to us that turned their truck lights on. Hooked up on 4 black tip sharks off the pier, and I was able to get one up to the top of the pier, and the other 3 broke my line.
About
So
the
yeah,
rod.
there was one. I had a shark that actually I had the fishing pole propped up on the railing on the pier, and I was talking to the guy to the right of me, and I took a quick glance over to the left, and next thing I know, my rod is like a torpedo, just lifts up off the ground and takes off into the water, and I just see it just like shooting through the water, and the shark had taken it. So about, I was probably 3 hours later, I'd say, there was another fisherman on the other side of the pier that was like, "Hey man, did you lose a tiger rod?" And I was like, "Yeah, about 3 hours ago I had lost one." He's like, "Well, there's a shark over here and I see the rod over there." It was still hooked up on the shark. So but it's fun when you hook up on the sharks though. You just gotta have the right line. I would use if you're surf fishing, I was having a lot of luck using raw shrimp, and then from the piers, because you're out a little bit deeper, I was using cut bait, and I was getting a lot of action on the cut bait. But surf fishing is pretty fun, just throwing it out, and then just having the rod sitting in the sand, just waiting for the tip to bend. So, Mango, when do you think you're going to go live again?
You've been live for 52 minutes.
So, yes, it's the taking it off that makes you nervous. Is that the, like if you were to catch a shark, that makes you nervous?
No, a trout.
Well, if they're small sharks, because I was catching sharks, like little baby sharks from the surf, the trick with them, you just got to grab them right behind the head, because you want to make sure that you don't want to grab them by the tail because they'll whip their body around and they'll bite you. So you always want to grab them from the back of the head. And then the shark that I brought up from the pier was a 4-foot shark. And once you get them up, same thing. You just kind of grab them back behind the head where the neck's at.
Hey, don't forget to check out those videos.
And put some pressure on the back of their head and their neck, and they kind of like freeze up. And then you can grab their tail. But as long as you got their head kind of subdued, they're not gonna reach back and do anything to you. You just don't want to pull them by the tail because they will reach back and bite at you. So yeah, I don't have a video. I have like a picture collage of the sharks I caught, but I wasn't able to get a video of it. Saw a guy off the pier catch a huge stingray too. That was pretty neat. And a black drum. I've caught a black drum off the pier. I did that back in November. We went up there in November, yeah. I caught a black drum. I got a video of that. It says we got 4 people in the chat. Make sure you like the live and leave me a comment. It's the first time I've ever gone live. So I've been live for 55 minutes it says. So probably just gonna go another 5 minutes or so and then start calling it a night. Or find a friendly fisher next to me and I can work up the nerve. Yeah. Yep. That's one good thing about fishing at the pier is that you meet a lot of people, a lot of cool people. Start talking fishing, and that was probably when I realized, when I was fishing at the pier, that was when I realized that I kind of knew what I was talking about. Because I've been heavy into fishing for the last 3 years, and a lot of what I'm learning is off of just watching YouTube and then just constantly going out and trying different things and seeing what works. And you know, I don't really, nobody in my family really fishes except for my kids. My kids will fish with me, so I don't really, as far as I know, I could be blowing smoke up their butt when I'm trying to tell them something. But when I went fishing on the pier and there's a lot of other fishermen there, and we're all kind of talking, that's when you start to really feel like you know what you're talking about. You got any more logs, Robert? Or did you go through all of them?
Do all of them.
You went through all of them?
Yep.
All right, well, we'll just let that burn out. We got to get our pilot ready so we can crawl inside and take a nap for a few hours. So you learn from all of us. I'm glad someone's learning from me. Like I said, I didn't know how to do any of this a few years ago. So, but my mom was a big inspiration for getting into fishing. She passed away 3 years ago, and she knew how to fish, and she tried teaching me how to fish when I was growing up, but I didn't have the patience. So, and then when I had kids, she started taking little fishless out fishing, and got a lot of pictures of the two of them sitting by the lake, and her teaching him what to do. And when she got sick and passed away, I was just, because he was probably like 10, I guess, at the time when she passed, and I wanted to make sure that that he remembered her, and they always had a good time sitting out at the lake. So I started taking him, and it was kind of funny because I'm sitting there and a 10-year-old is trying to teach me how to fish because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I started watching YouTube videos, and just kind of made it like a passion of mine to want to learn and catch a fish, like to honor my mom. I wanted to finally catch a fish. And then that summer on Father's Day, me and Little Fishless went out, and I caught my first trout on Father's Day with him there with me. So, and then once I caught that fish, I was kind of hooked. I was like, just like how cool it was to feel something tug on the line and bring it in, and went home and filleted it. And that was the first fish I ever filleted and cooked. So, but let's see. Main Girl says, I love this story. Thanks. Be to me. So, but yeah, I'll make a video and I'll go in a little more detail about what I just talked about. But that's pretty much how I got into it. And that's why when you watch my videos, if you watch them to the end, I always put a shout out to my mom. Just to let her know that I'm doing what I'm doing because of what she's inspired me to do and what she was teaching my kids before she got sick and passed. But anyway. All right, man, girl, I appreciate it. So I'm about to hit that hour mark, so I'm going to call it a night. But I appreciate you stopping in, and hopefully there'll be many more lives. And look forward to chatting it up with you another time. So I hope everything goes well with your family. Have a good night.